3D and InCa.
All right, here he is. Lost the first game after a failed all-in attempt with massive amounts of Void Rays. He is
GSL InCa.
There he is. Spamming away. And here we have the Terran player. Will he get an upset? Slayer's Ryung trying to close out the series and take the win to advance to the round of 32. Now, like I was saying earlier, I want to point out real quick, Ryung, oh, there we go, a cheerful that I can't read. Ryung, even though he's lost to some decent Protosses lately, he actually, last season, part of his run to the Code A semifinals was beating Creator Prime, who we saw yesterday actually has very good PVT. And this guy beat him 2-1 in that series. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm thinking like Ryung has it in him. He also beat Younghwa a couple seasons ago in the Team League, so he's definitely got the capability there.
Yeah, I think it's really telling of his potential in this matchup. Seen some seen some results that weren't the best for him, but it's definitely...
Oh, hey, there we are. Say hi to the Korean viewers. They can see the new caster, the new English caster.
So, anyway, as I was saying, it really does show his potential. It looks like we are going to have a Nexus first again for InCa, so he really is confident with this build, clearly doing it a second time. And both of these maps are maps where it's relatively safe to go for Nexus first, so it's not a surprising choice by any means. We'll see how Ryung wants to follow up to this. You can do very nice stim timing attacks with concussive shells, or you can even attack before stim is done and really punish an opponent who goes for a Nexus first, or you can just try to catch up on your own. So we'll see how he plans on going with it.
Yes, indeed. Now we do have a little bit of a wall for Ryung. Curious to see if he has some sort of shenaniganry plan behind this. Probably just going to hide things a little bit. He has one gas down there, so nothing too crazy going on. And there's the Tech Lab. Probably going to be another Reaper expand. I see that a lot on this map. And it's just a pretty common strategy, TPP these days in general. Nope. Completely wrong.
Getting right into that Marauder with the concussive shells, yeah. Well, he hasn't yet seen his opponent, so he doesn't know about the Nexus first. Just a very standard opening from him. Now, InCa getting his Cybernex core immediately, as well as that second game. He's doing the exact same opener we saw him do last game.
Oh, is this probe going to get in? Is he going to see anything? Oh, the Marauder popped out on the outside. So he knows there's a Tech Lab there. He knows there's a Marine and a Marauder. And so he knows what's going on at this point. He does not know about the second barracks in the background, but he's got to be expecting a little bit of pressure at this point. And it looks like InCa is going to go ahead and get the second gateway up as well. Just trying to power up and get his economy going. Oh, they wanted to show a shot of
my 4-gate
Wolf's
shirt.
Korean 4-gate shirt.
Yeah. It was a little bit funny. All right.
I'm sure that's very amusing for the Korean viewers.
Yeah, so had me open my blazer up and take a look at it. That's why I wasn't talking there for a moment. Just came over. I couldn't understand what they wanted from me. And then they were like, oh, they want to show you your shirt. I was like, oh, okay.
They're like, come on, strip for the camera already.
Yeah, I know. That's first day on the job doing that.
Wow. So anyway, Ryung is not going to be going into expansion. He's just getting a lot of barracks, a lot of units. It looks like he's making a reactor. He may even put down a second reactor on that next barracks. Oh, never mind. He's got another barracks. He can do that. Anyway, he's going to have a lot of production here. He's going to have basically going to be able to produce 5 Marines at a time at this point. Once he gets this out, he's got Marauders as well in play. He's got concussive shells. Stim is upgrading. So I wonder if he's maybe going to try and go for a timing attack here. He has postured at the front of his ramp, maybe pretending he's got an expansion.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what he's got planned with those units at the front of his ramp, and you're exactly right. It's definitely going to be a timing attack, no doubt about it. And if InCa doesn't know about this, it's going to be hard for him to defend. Does have concussive shells. Not sure if InCa should be doing this. He's going to lose all of his stalkers, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. He's turning the fight.
That was really sloppy by InCa. I'm really surprised he tried to engage that. There was almost no reason to do that.
I think he was trying to... I mean, yeah, there was no reason to engage in the first place. I think at the end he was trying to at least pick off one Marauder, which is now low on health. But, yeah, lost 2 Zealots and a Stalker for no reason, basically. And
he wanted to see if there was a command center there, but he just didn't get close enough, and he just didn't go about it the right way. And now he's kind of in the dark. He's not really sure what's going on. Has positioned his Stalkers kind of close to that ramp. Warp Gate research is done.
Yeah, and now there's a bunch of Marauders and Marines heading Nope, no, just posturing again outside at the tower thus far, but never mind. Here comes the SCVs.
Oh,
we have that timing attack incoming. This is not necessarily an all-in if he can at least take out the expansion, but he has to get some damage done if he's going to succeed with this. I don't know if InCa has enough to hold it, though. Not a lot of forces at the top of that ramp.
You're exactly right, and in fact, he's got a few sentries out, but that's enough for about 4 force fields. And Ryung kind of waiting for a second. Now it takes 2.
Stim, yeah, waiting just a moment for Stim, I think, which is now completed.
All right, looks like the SCVs are running up in here. Trying to take some damage. The force fields, when's he going to use them? He's not using them. He's losing a lot here. Just wants to wait for the right moment, but he's losing a lot.
Yeah, he's trying to hold back and wait for a few more units to engage this, letting his Nexus take some damage. He's actually just going to sack that. No, he moves in with probes and everything at once. He hasn't cast any more, but there the force fields go down. But the SCVs are blocking for the rest of his units. The Stim has gone down. All of his Marauders Marines are at low health, but if he picks off the last of these units, he will be able to finish off that Nexus. And he charges in and will be able to polish off the rest of the units of Warpin. I think he needs to snipe that Nexus. At the very least, he does get that done and gets out of there. And all of his units at red and yellow health have to retreat. But he got the Nexus.
He did indeed.
And they're about even in supply right now, so not a killing blow, but I think he got enough damage to at least be in this game at the moment.
Yeah, you know, I think that was a really even trade. As far as probe counts go, we've got 27 probes and 22 SCVs, so he did lose a lot more SCVs than maybe it looked because he didn't have, of course, second command center to be producing those. So he's still kind of in a tight spot. He needs to continue to do pressure, but it looks like InCa's the one who wants to pressure now. Moving around on the map just a little bit. We're going to have an engagement.
Combat shield just coming into play, give those Marines a little extra health. But there's a lot of sentries there. If he turns around to fight, he'll die to force fields most likely with those zealots there. He does turn to fight a little bit. He's kiting, which is a good move, but the force fields stop him from running. He's forced to engage. And he just has a lot of firepower, though. Picks off all the sentries and slows down one of the Stalkers. And this is like a tug of war. Both players tugging back and forth, doing damage back and forth. Ryung fighting off the pressure from InCa. Now InCa forced to be a little bit on defensive.
Yeah, exactly. He has remade his Nexus. So I think that's the reason why he was trying to get out and be a little bit pressury. He just wanted to be able to make that Nexus and not get it sniped again. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's got some sentries coming to join his army, so he wants to get that sentry count back up to where it was so he can force field that ramp off and help deal with those Marauders. But he's still in kind of a scrappy, tough spot. He doesn't have much of an army. It's 25 Marines versus just a Zealot, Stalker, and 3 sentries, and the Marines will win that in a straight-up fight. So he's really in a tough spot, but the thing about Ryung right now is that he hasn't made another command center just yet, so it's kind of strange that he hasn't planned on doing that. So it looks like he just wants to end the game now rather than drawing it out.
It's a little puzzling. He hasn't made a command center, he hasn't teched at all. Whereas we did see a Twilight Council going down for InCa, and here come another round of SCVs. Dark Shrine is being produced in the background, by the way, but it's not going to be in time to deal with this attack. Dark Shrines are very, very slow buildings, and it looks like Ryung just wants to try and polish off this game with one killing blow.
Yeah, this is the all-in.
This is the all-in. If he loses this, he'll be way too far behind.
But I don't think he will. He's got so many units. They're running around over here by the third base. There's about 12 SCVs, I'd say, in this army, and here they come.
Here they come in. Only a handful of Zealots. He's got Stalkers on the side. They're out of position. They fall into position barely in time, but he's forced to fall back again into this choke. SCV's taking so many hits, all the Zealots go down without doing any damage, and the Marines doing so much DPS are able to force him back. A couple of good force fields delay the engagement, but I think he's just delaying the inevitable. It looks like Ryung is going to take an upset off of the silver medalist of last season if he can defeat that army.
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to do it. The army is cornered. Every stim, of course, is really damaging because he doesn't have any medevacs. But even so, I just don't even think he needs the stim anymore. InCa trying to get his army out, trying to run back to the main. This does not have enough.
Yeah, he tried to squeeze back into his main. Ryung saw it and took advantage of that.
There are some
Did another
DTs.
stim, took it out. Oh, DT's in the mix. But I don't think they can kill everything fast enough. He's going to lose all of his gateways, his core, everything here in just a moment.
He's just losing too much. Even if he holds it, which there's basically no chance of that, he's just losing so much. Engineering bay going up as well, so he can't use the DTs to be offensive at all. I think we're going to see GG any second here. Unfortunately for InCa, somewhat of an upset. Yeah, losing.
There we go.
GG.
GG coming from InCa. Slayers Ryung with some recently disappointing performance. Comes out here in the Super Tournament and proves that he is superior to InCa in this match. He says, "Get out my game,
Is that how he
you
says
newbie."
it? Get out my game, you newbie.
That's what he
I
said.
thought you said he was a nice guy.
Oh yeah, he's a
You were
nice
talking
guy.
about that earlier.
He's a nice guy. He didn't actually say that.
He looks so serious. He looks so stoic. When you see his face, he almost has no emotion. He just came, he sat down, he got on his keyboard, destroyed InCa 2-0, and now he's just going to go home.
Yeah, man. He's going to go home, have himself some dinner, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to go high five all his teammates.
Going to high five his teammates. Not a lot of Slayers players here today.
Yeah, not that many.
Couple MVP players here, though. Violet and Keen both playing later on. So that's going to be interesting to see.
That is going to be very interesting. Those are two players I'm actually particularly interested in right now. Very up and coming.
Yeah. I'm especially looking forward to Keen doing well. He does some good ceremonies, so I'd like to see him win some games.
You're keen on him winning, would you say?
I'm keen on him winning. I would say that. I would say that indeed.
I would say that as well.
But yeah, man, very, very cool match. It was a very non-standard match. The first game, InCa did an all-in, and Ryung just basically countered it and owned it.
Yeah, it was.
And the second game,
so funky.
Ryung did the all-in, and InCa just couldn't quite stand up to it.
Yeah, it's like
too much pressure.
He wasn't sure about how holding off that attack. I think he really thought there was a command center there. That's all I can really think based on what he did. There was he saw the Marauders there. He lost a lot of units unnecessarily, and with those units, it may have been a little bit easier to hold. Might have had a little bit more map control, but losing those first units is not something you want to do when you go Nexus first.
And then, of course, in that final attack, he caught him right when he was teching. He had just built the Twilight Council. He just built the Dark Shrine. That was like a few hundred gas and minerals tied up in those buildings that were not a few extra stalkers that might have been able to turn the tide in that battle because, he just had way too much stuff there. And, of course, SCVs there as well. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Violet versus the Wind. Do not want to miss it.
Drive up, take my girl to have a nice day. Shit was right, so I let her hang my way. You look cute, girl. What you wanna do, girl?